Hello, welcome back to a playthrough, and this is not a viewer suggestion, it's literally a playthrough of Age of Wonders 4. Specifically, okay, now we have not had an AP before. Alright, specifically, their DLC, Archon Prophecy. Now this does add a lot. We're not going to go over everything this DLC adds, but the first chunk of this video and this recording session, however long it may be as a part of this video. Hold on, I need a drink. We'll be going over some of the changes they have made for Archon Prophecy. So they didn't add any new ruler types, which is fine. They did add,
choose your
I believe, 2 new story maps. There might only be 1. But I think there's 2. So we're gonna play all the story realms, and if I'm wrong and if there's 1, then we'll do the challenge map. If there's 2, we'll just do the story realms. If there's more than 2, we'll just play the story realms. That's all there is to it. As far as creating a realm, they added a whole bunch of advanced settings for like handicap. Oh, hold on, not the handicap. This. So you can give them random strategic bonuses. You can give them 10 starting cities, unlocked tomes, additional heroes. You know, their first leader starts with X amount of levels. You can randomize it. You can make it large, medium, small, none, and you can mess with that. You can apparently force teams, it looks like. We can make it forgiving. The AI will position their units more carelessly and focus less on killing units. Are challenging. The AI will use optimal positioning and focus on killing units. So they added that. Realm content, they might have added stuff here, but I'm not sure what. Game flow, I don't think they've added things. I do slow just so it ends eventually. Everything else I keep default. Combat. Oh. Okay. Sort of thing. We're good. What's a tactical timer? Oh, interesting. Alright, so we're good there. No.
Your journey starts here.
There is a way.
Choose your destination.
I do. Create faction.
Your journey starts here.
Create faction. Select.
What
Select. I'm just gonna go straight through.
Choose your first tome of magic.
Sure.
What is your ruler's origin?
Sure.
Reveal yourself.
Right.
What is your people's form?
Oh, I'm balling this up. I'm sorry.
What is your people's form? What
Do this
defines
again.
their
I
society?
apologize.
Choose your first tome of magic.
There is a way.
Reveal
So when you
yourself.
create a faction now, or a race, and I don't know how to access it or where to access it. Oh, cool. Night, day sort of thing. They've added new weapons. They've added a new classes. Warrior, Elementalist is new, Ritualist is new, Warlock is new, Saint new. Technically, if you remember, we originally had, right, it was Mage and Ritualist. They've now broken that up. So now, like, an Elementalist is, like I said, if you remember, at some point I was like, they should change this to be an Elementalist. They did. So we'll take a look at those. I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't know how to, and I know there is a way.
Choose your first tome of magic.
I don't know if it's in create faction
Choose your
or whatever.
destination.
But now when you create a faction, and I don't know what point it kicks in, and I apologize, but you can sit there and go, alright, I have created this faction. Oh, you know where I bet it is?
Your journey starts.
Create faction, select,
What is their origin culture?
select,
Choose your first tome
Select.
of magic.
select,
Reveal yourself.
select.
Your journey
Here? Advanced settings. Yes. So now when you create a faction, we can say, alright, for this faction, these are the first 10, like, if we add a name, player home, right? Wifey home, Wolfie home, hubby home, right? Dot home, son home, Neff home, add home, accept. So what'll happen is the first city, like if we're not playing this city, if it just pops up in our playthrough, right, this faction, this player control faction, the first city will be player home, the second city will be Wolfie home, hub home, and it'll just go down the list. Sort of thing. And then you can do the same thing with heroes and hero names. And you can, A names, you can select their class, what weapon they start with, you can make their physique, their ambitions, that sort of thing, give them a biography, their name, and right, boom. So the first hero after the main hero, the first main hero, this will be the second hero this faction recruits. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all the way down. And then you can do personalities and that sort of thing. So there is a
reveal yourself.
ton of customization
Your
in
journey
here.
starts here.
In addition to a new, I never know what to call it, society, and 4 new battle tomes. They really went all out with, like, if you want to build a map from scratch, like, you could sit there and, like, I'm going to make the map of Dune. I will set it in a desert biome map that I create, and I will sit there, and when you play this map, the Harkonnen faction will spawn. And they will start with Raban, and then recruit. Oh no, I guess it would be. You start with what's his first name? Baron Harkonnen, and then he will recruit Fade and Raban, and you can just go down a list. I can't think of the Mentat for the Harkonnen, and it's like he will recruit those heroes. He will have this personality. He will. When he founds a city, it will be these names. And then you can do the same thing. And the Atreides, and the Emperor, and the Fremen, and they will spawn with Siege Tabir, and Siege Nadir, and Siege, whatever they are, and down the thing. So, lot of customization in this game now. That's the first 10 minutes. I'm going to start a new game.
Choose
It's going to
your
be the
destination.
Rings of Amnora. Select. So enter the hidden realm of Amnora, stronghold of the Archons, and search for aid against Arath. Fight or negotiate your way through the layers of Celestial Order to prove yourself and Mage Haven worthy of the Archon High Council's attention. Now we are going to play this on normal. Right, so story so far through all the DLCs is we're all-powerful mages, and essentially we've unearthed the original big bad Urath, who is insanity and oblivion and that sort of thing, and they are attacking realities as we know it. And the Archons are the quote-unquote good guys trying to stop them and save reality. Right, this is through all the maps. And you know, you can pick a side or stay in the middle or do whatever. So we're gonna play on normal next.
Your journey starts
We're gonna
here.
create, like... So, we'll be starting with normal. Rings of Fate. This realm was divided in fragmented rings that have no natural connection. Okay. Celestial Ground. Celestials are common on this realm, replacing all other infestations and ancient wonders. Celestial units are common. Crusader host infestations are common. Constructed ancient wonders such as ziggurats are common. Okay. Word of the Archons. A powerful spell woven by the Archons, Words of Death, preventing true death for Celestials. All non-ruler Celestial units gain Immortal Wound. Routed Celestial units are never lost. Oh. Immortal Ward. When this unit's total hit points reach 25% or lower, it is immediately routed. Which is a double-edged sword. Right? Haha! I have knocked you down to 25%, it immediately retreats. Ah! But conservatively, it's like, great, I've retreated, I've still done a shit ton of damage to you. I get a full turn here, I'll have a chance to retreat further, weakening you, you know what I mean? So this is a double-edged sword, so I don't know. So Spirit Reasons, so Blight and Frost. Does itself and allies when killing an enemy and control loss immunity. Berserk and Dominating. Okay. I think I remember the resistances. So the question is, can we can do blight damage. I don't know if we're gonna do frost damage. But I think we're gonna go for Celestials to mess with that a little. So no free cities. There are no free cities. This realm is young and unclaimed. Free cities are absent. And there's no underground. This realm features a dense earth, resulting in an absence of underground caverns and passages. So we gotta remember that. So no free cities, no underground. Celestial units get a bonus.
Your journey.
So we're gonna create a faction.
What is your people's
The new ones are either Elysian or Ancient. Oh, you know what I have not done? I did not look up the new achievements for this DLC. So the new achievements are Renegade Ringleader, complete Rings of Amora, Abnormal, pure evil alignment, just Crusader things, call a crusade on an enemy, Affinities Unbound, in Cliffs of Sordoon, encounter all the Endalian. Alright, so there's at least 2 story maps. And the Endalians are the primordial representations of the different, you know, order, chaos, nature, arcane, shadow. Complete the Rings of Nora, complete the Cliffs of Sordoon, construct a monument apex of any affinity, fulfill a vision from a prophecy trait, and then the old ones, and then there's a hidden one. Right? Hidden achievement. Age of Wonders. Wow, he's looking up. Don't know if this will say it. Let's see. Yeah, they don't have Archon up yet. So usually I go to True Achievements. Because they... pretty much do it instantly. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. So the hidden achievement is Archon Redemption, lead a faction of Elysian Architects. So these guys. 2 victory while pure good alignment. Which is hilarious, because I was like, oh, that's not... It'd be funnier to do Ancients. Elysian, like, they're the good guys anyways. But, okay. I was like, oh, let's do the Ancients in pure good. Because to me, that would be redemption. Because the Ancients are the fallen undead Archons. The Elysians are the good ones. But fine. Alright, cool. So, we'll go for it. I don't know if it'll happen. We'll do Elysian. They've added new traits, and the other thing they've done is now you can add flaws, right? So right now we only have 5 points. If we pick a flaw, so health regeneration on the world map is halved. We have -1 defense. We have -1 resistance. We have a 10% chance to fumble when adjacent to another friendly unit. Morale loss is increased by 25% and morale gain is reduced by 25%. Or defensive gives -1 defense and -1 resistance. As weird as it seems, I'm going to do vulnerable to physical, now giving us 6 points. What does that do for us? Well, honestly, not much. I'm not going to take any adaptations. Offensively, I am a fan of pack tactics because attacks deal per friendly unit adjacent to it. No matter what, you will always get a 10% damage bonus usually by units surrounded by melee. Usually. Strong is a good one. Let's pick strong. I don't think I've ever actually used that. Defensively, they've added one for, like, before I think there was just fire, frost, and lightning. They've added radiance and poisonous. Quick reflexes is a good one, and now we have 2 more points. Utility. And fast recuperation is always a good one. Well, here's a question. If I pick weak constitution, can I still pick this? No. Good to know. So we're gonna go back to flaws, and we're gonna pick vulnerable to physical. See, because of that, we can't pick tough, which is fine. We're gonna pick fast recuperation. Light-footed is a pretty good one too. None of these are like particularly bad. Defensively, again, I like quick reflexes. And then offensively, I like pack tactics, but we're just gonna take strong. So this is really useful early game. This is good all game. It just means we're gonna be harder to hit by ranged units. We could dump fast recuperation for both but we can't take cold-blooded. Alright. Right? Let's do cold-blooded and adaptable instead. Just because. So we're gonna confirm. Select.
What is their origin
So,
culture?
the new culture, that's what it is, culture, is Architect. Okay. I believe they are mostly Materium-based, but the interesting thing about this culture is that people dedicated to the creation of something greater than themselves, building monuments to their chosen divinities, has higher production income, collect wonder stones to build impressive monuments to the affinities. Monuments grant affinity incarnate to architect units. Architect culture's units deal 1 damage, matching the Empire's dominant affinity. So if we go order, we do spirit damage, right? Oh, do they oppose? I'm gonna sneeze. And again, hopefully you didn't hear that. So basically, like, if we have a very high nature affinity, then we will do poison damage, materials, physical, spirit, fire, lightning, physical, poison, frost. Right? And it changes their shields and their weapons. It looks like we get a tier 2 archer. Not really mages. I'm not sure what we're gonna go. But we will take Architects of Nature, I think. Right, and then you choose, and the way it works is you collect Wonderstone to build monuments. And these are very expensive, but your first one adds +1 affinity to whatever we dedicate it to. Stage 2 adds stability. And then we get +2, you know what I mean? It's like, so at max we get +4 affinity and +3. And you get a total of 40 city stability and 10% to all income. I don't think it's 60 stability, so I think it's just 20, and then food production, and then all production, and a ton of that sort of thing. But you can build multiple monuments, right? So if we wanted to, I don't know if you can get enough Wonderstone, but to potentially, if we decide to go nature, order, materium, we could build a monument to each and rack up +20, +40 each individual monument. So if you build 3 monuments, that is +60 stability, potentially maxed out, and +30% income to all in the city. And it counts as a gold ancient one. So there is a thing there. I'm going to pick nature because I'm pretty sure whatever it told me start with is not going to... Well, we can always come back to it, right? So we're going to pick nature for now.
What defines their society?
And then the new one is... It's not great builders. It's not perfect Pantheon unlock, Pantheon unlock. Right, Visions of Destiny. So I can't show these off because they're incompatible with this realm, which is fine. But the way visions work is you will choose a vision, right? Early game, mid game, late game. And you will make a series of choices and it will have an effect, right? So if you choose a Vision of Destiny, it's a decent boost at early game, depending on where you go, and then, you know, it fades off as you hit end game. Vision of Promise, and you notice this can be any destiny. So we could use scholars, artisan, cultivators, deathbringers, that sort of thing, right? Because we interpret a vision. The Vision of Promises, you will do a thing on the map, right? Order, Materium, Nature, and this peaks mid-game. So I'll say around turn 60 to 75, right? 60 to 80 is usually mid-game. And that's when this peaks, and it's a good bonus, right? Vision of Ruin is you promise to either destroy, dominate, or annihilate the realm. But when it triggers, it is a powerful global effect upon completion. So, like, I think the Astral Affinity one, and I could be wrong, and I apologize if this is, it's like, for you, magic is free, or something like that. If you choose death, all units just automatically, it is a game-breaking, but you're not going to get this till the very end of the game. I don't know what the medium ones are. Yeah, gain a powerful throne city upon completion. So this is a huge boost to your throne city. So if I had to guess, right, probably something along the lines of production in gold, growth and magic, order. So order would probably be stability and Imperium, maybe. That sort of thing. I'm just guessing, by the way. I don't know. But that's what those are. But we are going to take talented collectors. So we start with magical material nearby, right? We could produce, like, because we're going to do growth and order. Growth and materialism. I mean, this is just so good. We could do reclaimers. Except we can't adjust them. So I think we do, because I don't know what we're going into. We'll do talented collectors and runesmiths. And we'll start with that.
Choose your first tome of magic.
And the new tomes appear to be tier 2 tomes. So, we're not going to do Tome of the Beasts. We could do Tome of Roots. Right? Poison Arrows would be useful. Blight Blades would be useful. Fire Prison Healing Roots, did they change this? Is pretty useful. We could do Tome of Zeal if we're going to do Order, which isn't a bad one. But then there's always the ever-present, like Tome of Discipline, Alchemy, or Enchantment. I think so. We're not starting with any order. Because we're not starting with any order, and we might go order for home. We can grab this second. I don't know if it's going to be our main thing. Discipline's not a bad one either. Empowered Strikes for the stun, inner mastery, status resistance, and a ton of healing received in combat. Mantra of Purification is incredibly useful. You know, focus aim on our units means they can't miss for a turn. Counteracts blind. We get a monk, which is pretty good. There are some, material refinery. We're going to have at least one material, and we know we're going to want more than that. So that's at least 10 and 10. Another tier 2 ranged units. Mysterious Tonic's not a bad one. Weakened and Afflicted isn't bad. Get a Siege Project. This is hard. Let's do Zeal. And we'll adjust as needed. But I think Legion of Zeal for 10, spirit damage is pretty good. And at least grabbing 1 or 2 in order is... I don't know if we'll focus Materium, Growth, or Order, but I think Tome of Zeal is a good start. So we'll go ahead, and the Circle of Zealotry will help us draft and help deal with city stability as well. So we'll go ahead and select that.
What is your ruler's origin?
I am gonna pick a giant king. I think we do Storm Giant for the food and the mana.
Reveal yourself.
And I gotta remember, they can be a Battle Saint. So we're gonna select Battle Saint And they'll start with a Warhammer. I'm just gonna randomize it a few times. That works. The race, I'm just gonna randomize a few times. That works. Yeah, so it looks like shield unit, mage, ranged, scout in the back. And then our tier 3 looks like support? Maybe? And a big beefy guy. And that's fine. Army mount type. What will they... Ooh. We could do bugs. Tigers, polar bears, horses. A jade tiger. I would like options other than jade, but like a constructed jade tiger kind of feels thematic, so we'll do that.
Your journey begins.
We're the gorgeous architects, Rain Wrangler, Anbodin, Giant King, Pensatorium, Instructor. I do like, do I want Instructor though? Like, Instructor's not a bad one. But it's that thing of once triggered, the trainer kicks in so late that's like, oh, I'm not sure how good that is. Unruly, clearing infestation again. We can't make the infestations repeatable, so I'm not sure good how that one is. Is Collector on here? There it is. Collector's never a bad one. Right? Especially for giants. Because we are going to collect things, we're going to want to outfit him with strong items and that sort of thing. And it gives him more hit points. Right? So, if he's got 5 items and they're all tier 4, that's an extra 20 hit points. So I feel like Collector's a good one. Sure, we'll go with this. Rings of Amnora.
It was during the time of the Great Umbral War, when the denizens of Urath swarmed the worlds within, that many Godir of Magehaven faltered in their faith. For where were the Archons? Had they been defeated? Their bastions consumed by the dark tide they could no longer contain? Or had they judged the Pantheon unworthy, abandoning them to their fate?
Right. Okay, next.
The Gloomwatch, bound by ancient agreements, refused to speak on the matter. Instead, they sent their own emissaries to Magehaven, offering to guide single Godir through the world gates onto a path towards the Archons. This is the story of one such Godir and their journey of exaltation.
Okay. Oh, perfect. So, Anbodin Rain Wrangler, new ruler emerges. Strong, quick reflexes, cold-blooded, adaptable, vulnerable to physical. So we do take a little more damage. 10% more damage from physical attacks, what that works out to. For now, Architects of Nature, because I didn't know what else to pick, and it felt good. Talented Collectors, Runesmiths. Done. We start with Conjure Elemental, Resilient Carnation. So there we go. So that negates our flaw right there. Great. So with Vertigo, you awake in a irenic landscape. Your guide, Meothera of the Gloomwatch envoy, slowly comes into focus against Sparrow. We have arrived on Bodin Rain Wrangler, she declares, while the visions from the astral steed still perpetuate within your mind. This is one of those blessed realms which the Archons call Emnor. Here they reside, dwelling on divine amendments and the construction of their mighty temples. As Meopthera speaks, the astral currents around you swirl again, conjuring up the image of the terrible light you beheld. They see your fears, Meopthera says. All must confess to the light or despair. Steal my treasures. Like ancient Merida, the great kingdoms of giant can perish. So this, we get 181 gold. We gain a unicorn. Alright, they all have fortune treasures. Gain a unicorn unit. Because we're a giant, we're going to take, like ancient Merida, the great kingdoms of giantkin perished in dragonfire. The light of truth can burn violently, Meopthera says. As an oracle, I must ward my eyes from its touch. You did well, Anbuden Rainwing English contenders. Your journey towards the Archons has only begun. The rings of Emnor are like long-winded? Not long-winding. Okay. Stairways to heaven, except no foot may walk its steps, only a spirit in search of enlightenment. We are on the fourth ring, where the least divine souls seek ascension, and the first ring the Archon High Council confers. The gateways between Emnor's rings are the golden ziggurats on this realm. Meopthera concludes, I foresaw your desire to tread them, though I do not know the purpose. There is no magic gateway my arcane wits cannot unriddle. In the sacred of these my prayers find new meaning. When I threaten to smash the Archons will listen to my demands. There must be other aspirants at these gateways. They may know how to pass. So there is solve it magically. Pray for it. Talk to people. Threaten to break things. I think we're gonna do there is no magic gateway my arcane wits cannot unriddle. So there we go. Nope, doesn't appear to be a time limit. Our first amount of research is we're going to take Legion of Zeal right away, so we can get that rolling.
You have selected an army.
Oh.
Armies are the core of an army.
Yep. Okay. I guess the tutorial re-kicked in settings. Oh, help Medjit says so. Advice only. There you go. Advice only. Thank you. So, we get a huge production boost. So, I think the first, we're gonna build something instantly. So we're probably gonna grab a farm first. So that means both of these will be boosted. It might be a while, actually. You know what would be good? We're gonna grab this to boost our science and our production. That's fine. Oh, we get another one. Alright, and then the workshop, if that's free as well. And if we're gonna grab a farm first, so we've boosted our science, we've boosted our production, thus knocking down this. And if we're gonna get a farm first, we're gonna grab this. So that will help with gold income. Oh, is this not a farm? Okay, can be a farm. Forest or farm. Are there any sheep around us? No, but we're gonna want that rainbow clover sooner rather than later. So what I think I'm gonna do, because I can always change it later, is we're gonna do two things. So because we're an architect, if he goes here, so the unique thing with the architect scout is the first time they find magic material, they can survey that to get Wonderstone. So that gave us 50 Wonderstone. And we might need to be tier 2 to build it. Alright. Yeah, so a cultivator is support. Alright, so I read that wrong. So our tier 1 units are surveyor, I read that completely wrong. I thought it was left to right, not right to... Okay. So shock unit and support units are our tier 1s, which means our tier 2 is the archer, and our tier 3 is probably the shield dude and a mage? Maybe? What do we have in our army? So we've got melee, 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 ranged, ranged. Huh. So we're heavy on the melee. So as weird as this seems, we're actually gonna build another cultivator to have 3 ranged units. Alright, never mind. This goes in here. You're at 6. You're canceled. And we're gonna build an Earthbreaker instead. Actually, yes, we'll start with the Earthbreaker. Alright, and what we're gonna do is immediately go pick a fight here, so that we can instantly claim this as a farm for now. Otherwise, yeah, so we've got the archive, we've got the workshop, which has given us a surprising boost in a lot of ways. I will, of course, create a bookmark. So, bookmark 1, save. Bookmark 2. Say. We'll do the fight, and then I will show off. Well, I guess we can't access it right now. Yeah, we can. And then I'll show off. So, I'll manual combat this every 2 turns. They're gonna get Rallying Fortune. Oh! Oh! That's not... Okay. That's why. So normally, the guide they give you for a realm is a hero unit. This time, it's just an oracle. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and manual combat this. This is the first combat I have done in a while. Okay. So we're at high speed. Oh, right. After the combat, I'll show off the paladin. Right? If I right-click him. Left-click? There we go. Right? Because he's a battle saint. So after combat, I'll show off battle saint and the new clones. So let's take it. So you're a ranged unit. You're a ranged unit. And you're a ranged unit. Huh. So I think... Yeah, so tier 2 Guardian. So our tier 2 melee unit is Guardian. I think we're just gonna try and rush him.
Nah.
As best we can. What do we get? Healing Portent. Gain Precognition. But your spell does not direct damage to it. Oh, the True Strike ignores it. Oh, that's neat. Friendly units to gain True Strike for 1 turn and 2 Fortune. Yeah, we'll hold off on that. This guy, Cultivate Nature Infinity. Link to target friendly unit, dispel 1 negative status of it. Target gains 2 Nature Incarnate. At the start of their turn, both units heal for plus 10 hit points. And dispel 1 negative effect. That's actually really cool. Alright, we're gonna put you here. You in the middle, and you over there, and then we'll end the turn. Yeah, they're all ranged units. Right? So he's poisoned. What we can do is... hold on. Cultivate the affinity. Dispel the poison effect. Alright, so you have to go here. Bollocks. I can hurl lightning, which will inflict electric for a turn, and he'll still be able to go after. Yeah, I guess I should have moved him up one. Alright, ranged attacks. Well, we've got to heal. But not a lot of good shots, huh? What ability is this? Incarnate fires upon... Oh, so if we do this... Great. Poisoned and weakened. We'll swing our main hero in. Poison resisted. You guys can go here.
Alright.
They're dead. Awesome. And that leaves you guys. So now we have a 65% shot there. Okay. I don't think the precognition is worth it, nor is the heal. God, these are good. Alright. We're going to step forward and take the 90% shot. So now they're marked. Yeah. They move up one. And now our scouts can get a kill. End turn. Yep, they're gonna run. That's fine. You go here. You go here. You go there. You go there. You go there. You go there. Okay. That was super easy. I'm just gonna take all the rewards. Nah, still didn't grow. And then you're gonna head there. Do you have enough? Nope, you're just wait a turn. And we'll just start swinging in this direction. You know what? I feel strong enough. Let's grab a surveyor instead. Alright, and now, did we level up? Oh, we didn't level up from that. So, Battle Saint is your paladin, essentially. It is a paladin class. I think I said something about that last, when they introduced these classes. I was like, I wonder if they're going to add a paladin-type class. They have. So you can either gain for... their spells are done by fervor. So, landing attacks grants fervor. Effect is doubled for non-repeating attacks. Or, at the end of the turn, you just gain fervor. And then, basically, support is the left side. Row is the right side. Does that make sense? So, if we take the... Every time we attack, we gain fervor. And then we can use that to gain strengthen and temporary hit points. Or... temporary hit points. Right? And then whenever the unit takes damage... Yeah. Oh, you can get both. So, right, so if we go this way, it's all about being on the offense, taking the hits, that sort of thing, improving our defenses, turning us into like a melee powerhouse. The left side is more the caster, the cleric, you know, staying back, forward, you just generate one per turn. +1 rally. Huh. Okay, interesting. And then when you use a support ability, so the left side is I stay back. At the start of every turn, I get 1 fervor. every time I use a support ability, i.e. a heal, right? So Bless, Cleric's Favor, Warding Bond, Revive. Every time I use one of these abilities, or any support ability, I will gain a fervor on top of it. But I'm going to stay back. We're going to do the melee. And we're going to figure that out. We definitely want Inner Grace. And that sort of thing. As far as... We'll go ahead and confirm that. Great. So now we're at 1 defense as opposed to 0.
Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and we hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or, even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.